जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगंधार विकगिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरन मोहन जू की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। Nityananda Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishmar Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityananda Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityananda Pravishtam Vishnupara Shatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nityananda Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Nityananda Prabhu Shila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Nityananda Prabhu Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadasa Gunath Shar Gosai Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट विरक्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय श्री दशमूला शिक्षा की जय। श्री भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री जैव-धर्म की जय। जय हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। We'll do the Jaidvan, Mangalacharan and then begin. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Gaudiya Gaurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya Bharati Mingilo Daragatan Udrita Jiva Niman Krishna Prema Sudabdi Gahana Sukhang Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajang Radharasa Sudha Nidim Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayang Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanum Yamuna Tatanagarananda Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinora Parang Bhaja Godruma Kanana kunja vidum smara gaura gadadhara keli kalam bhava gaura gadadhara paksha chara Shrinu gaura gadadhara charu kathang bhaja godruma Kanana kunja vidum Tavai vasmi, na jivami tvaya vina, iti vigyaya devi tvang, nayamang charanantikam. Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai, kshiptascha kamadhitaranga madhye. Kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanarvindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Sarveshwari Mataji, Yugal Kishore Kishori Didi, Gayatri Didi, Ganga Mataji, and whoever else is watching, and also devotees watching in the future. Dandavat Pranams. Something I really like about these readings in the morning is that no matter, like, lots of times my mind will, before the program, my mind will be very distracted and going all over the place. Like right now, my brain is in a very like creative mode because I'm working with somebody to make titles for a seminar. And so right before this program started, I was coming up with like tons of different title names and brainstorming like that. And right now my mind's like that. It's like kind of in this creative, just going all over the place mode. But then no matter what state my brain is in, when we start reading and then we're just forced to focus on one thing and then towards the end of it my mind is totally different. But it's like yeah, reading reading with a group of devotees is such a powerful way of just like yeah, focusing the mind, I guess. I mean, that's like the most like secondary benefit, but still, yeah. All right. Haribol Vidyalala Sadidi. Okay. So what we'll sorry, as I said, my mind's going all over the place. Okay, so we're going to go over the first verse of Daśa-mūla-śikṣā, the introduction verse, and and then we'll revise the verses that we went through so far. And today we'll be starting Jiva Tattva. So let's, where is it? Okay. Amnaya prahatatvam. Also, when we're reciting this, you can look at the different colors and try to think of, this is one, two, three, four, like that, and just try to think of the meaning of each one. Um, Amnaya praha is about Praman. Then this one's about how Hari is the supreme absolute truth. Then this red one is about how he's a possessor of all Shaktis. The purple one is how he's an ocean of ras. That tad bhinangshangscha jivan. The jivas are his separated parts. Then that's what we're going over today. And then prakriti kavalitan. And they're swallowed by prakriti. The conditioned souls are subjects to being controlled and covered by Maya. Then tad vimuktangscha, and the liberated souls are free from Maya. They're vimukta from Maya. Then beta beta prakasham sakalam api hare. Everything, sakalam, everything in existence is different and is Bheda, and it's non-different, abheda prakasham. It's a manifestation which is different and non-different from Sri Hari. And sadhanam shuddha bhaktam. Our sadhan is shuddha bhakti, and our sadhya is prem, Krishna prem, priti. These are the instructions taught to the people by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so now let's recite it and try to think of the meaning of each one when we recite it. Amnaya prahatatvam harimiha paramam sarvashakting rasabdhim tadbhinnangshangscha jivan prakriti kavalitan tad vimuktangscha bhavad bheda bheda prakasham sakalamapi hare sadhanam shuddha bhakting sadhyam tat pritime vetupadishati janan Gaurachandra Swayam Sa. Okay, so we just went over the meaning of these. Um, yeah, Praman is the Amnaya Vakya, the words of the Vedas coming in the Sat Sampradaya through our Guru Parampara. That is our Praman, that is real evidence. That Praman establishes these 9 proven truths, prameyas. Verse 3 we already went through, that Sri Hari is the Paramatattva, Sarva Shaktiman, and Rasa Sindhu. He is the supreme absolute truth, fully endowed with all potency and an ocean of ras. And now today we are beginning how this is related to the jīvas. Sorry, the 9 prameyas establishing the tattva of the jīvas. That the jīvas are Krishna's separated parts, vibhinnangsha. That's today's topic. And then we'll read about how the conditioned souls are captured by Maya and the liberated souls are free from Maya. And then tying everything together is this number 8. Everything in existence is a manifestation inconceivably both one and different from Sri Hari, Achinta Bheda Bheda Prakash. Then Shuddha Bhakti is the only path, is the only sadhan, and Krishna Prem is the only attainment, it's the only sadhya vastu, only object of attainment that we aspire for. Okay. Now let's go through the individual verses. Swata siddho vedo haridaita veda prabhritita pramanam sat praptam pramiti vishayantan navavidhan tatha pratyakshari pramiti sahitang sadhayatina na yuktistarkakya pravishati tatha shakti rahita. I'm just going to recite them all today. Yeah. Aristve tatvam vidishi vasuresha pranamita yadevedang brahma prakriti rahitang tat tvanumaha paratma tasyangsho jagaranugato vishvajanaka savai radha kanto navajaladakantish chirudaya parakhyaya shaktir apritagapi sasve mahimani stito jivakyang svam achirabhihitang tang tripadikam Swatantrecha Shakti Sakala Vishaye Prerana Paro Vikaradai Shunya Parama Purusho Yang Vijayate Savai Hladinyascha Pranaya Vikriter Hladana Tata samvichakti prakatitaraho bhavarasita Tata shri sandinya krita vishadatad dhamani chaye rasambodho magno vrajarasa vilasi vijayate. Um, Sorry, the music outside's really distracting me because I keep on listening to it. I can't focus. Okay, just gonna. I'm already like not focused right now, so having kirtan playing outside is really. I'm just gonna put on headphones and some nature sounds that will block that out. One second. Uh, there. Okay. Sorry, let me share my screen again. Okay, so here is today's verse. Yeah, here's today's verse. Actually, we'll go over this verse when we come to it. Yeah, so let's just start reading from where we left off. We didn't finish the chapter yesterday, chapter 14, so we'll finish that and then we'll start chapter 14. Oh, and let me see who has joined now. Haribol, Shri Devi Didi, and Kana Haladar, and Nri Hari Prabhu Bhavatarani Mataji. Dandavat pranams. Okay. All right, so now the previous verse, let's just read the translation for this verse. This is how Shri Hari is an ocean of ras. There are three functions of Sarup Shakti. Wait, let me just make sure the mic is still. Okay, good. Oh, wait. All right, there. Okay, so there are three functions of Sarup Shakti: Hladini, Sandhini, and Samvit. Krishna remains perpetually immersed in the delight and the hladana of the transformations of love, of pranay vikar, caused by the Hladini Shakti. Through the confidential bhavs evoked by Samvit Shakti, he is always relishing ras. He is ever drowned within the ocean of ras in his splendid pure abodes, headed by Sri Vrindavan, which are manifest through Sandhini Shakti. May that supremely independent enjoyer of Vraja's rasas be ever victorious. And so now the questions that Vrajanath is asking is pertaining to this third line. Tata Shri Sandhinya Krita Vishadatta Dhamanichaye Rasambodo Magno. That means, yes, what is it? Shri Hari is ever drowned within the ocean of ras and his splendid pure abodes headed by Sri Vrindavan, which are manifest through Sandhini Shakti. So now, what did Vrajanath ask yesterday? Vrajanath, this is, I'm just going back a little bit. There's one thing that I wish to know concerning Dham Tattva. Kindly tell me, why do the Vaishnavas refer to Navadip as Sri Dham? Then Babaji says, Sri Navadip Dham and Sri Vrindavan Dham are non-different from each other, and Mayapur is the highest truth within Navadip Dham. The relationship of Sri Mayapur to Navadip is the same as the relationship of Sri Gokul to Vraj. Mayapur is the Mahayogapit, the great place of meeting of Navadip. According to the shloka Channa Kalo of Srimad Bhagavatam 7.938, the plenary avatar of Bhagavan who appears in Kali Yuga, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is covered. and similarly, his holy abodes are also covered. In Kali Yuga, no other holy place is equal to Sri Navadip. Only one who can realize the transcendental nature of this Dham is actually qualified for Vraj Ras. From an external material point of view, both Vraj Dham and Navadip Dham appear to be mundane. Only those whose spiritual eyes have, by some good fortune, been opened can see the Dham as it is. Vrajanath. I want to know the Sarup of this Navadip Dham. Babaji. Goloka, Vrindavan, and Shvetadvip are the inner compartments of Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. Shri Krishna's Swakiya Lila takes place in Goloka. His Parakiya Lila takes place in Vrindavan. And its Parashishta, its supplementary Lila, takes place in Shvetadvip. In Tattva, there's no difference between these three dhams. Navadip is really Shvetadvip, so it is non-different from Vrindavan. The residents of Navadip are very fortunate, for they are associates of Sri Gaurangadev. One can only attain residence in Navadip after performing many pious activities. Some ras is not manifested in Vrindavan, but that very ras is manifest in Navadip as the supplement of Vrindavan ras. One experiences that ras only when one becomes competent to relish it. Haribo and Dira Mataji. And Sri Devi Didi. I saw Sri Devi Didi. Okay. So then Vrajanath asks, how large is Navadip Dham? Babaji. The area of Sri Navadip Dham is 16 krosha and is shaped like that of a lotus flower with 8 petals, which are the 8 islands. Simantadvip, Godrumadvip, Madhyadvip, Koladvip, Ritudvip, Janudvip, Modadrumadvip, and Rudradvip. Antardvip, which is situated in the center of these islands, is like the whorl of the lotus flower. And Sri Mayapur is situated at the very heart of this Antardvip. One can quickly attain love of Krishna by performing sadhan bhajan in Navadvip Dham, and especially in Mayapur. The Mahayogapit, the residence or mandir of Sri Jagannath Mishra, is situated in the center of Mayapur. And in this very yogapit, the most fortunate of all jīvas always take darshan of Sri Gauranga's Nitya Lila. Vrajanath. Are the pastimes of Sri Gaurangadev a work of Sarup Shakti? Babaji. Sri Gaura's pastimes are arranged by the same Shakti who arranges Shri Krishna's pastimes. One second, just seeing if anything changed. Okay, no. Shri Gaura's pastimes are arranged by the same Shakti arranges Shri Krishna's pastimes. There is no difference between Shri Krishna and Gaurangadev. Shri Swarup Goswami says, Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriti. Oh, wait, Gayatri Didi is saying that the vision is not good? Huh. I don't know. If anybody else is having trouble, just let me know. Haribo Gokuleshwari
No,
Didi.
no. Madhukarji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah.
One person I want to share, but now I lost it. Contact. Can you share in WhatsApp or here the link? I'm sharing the person only, the Zoom
Oh,
meeting
okay.
link.
Are you in our WhatsApp group in the
Okay.
Bhaktivinoda Giti Dhara?
Yes,
Because
yes,
it's
but I
right
lost
there.
the group now because my chashma is not with me.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll forward it to you.
Mhm.
There. Okay, just forwarded it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shaktirasmar Ekatmanav Api Bhuvi Pura Deha Bhedam Gatoto Chaitanyakam Prakatam Tadvayam Chaikamaptam Radha Bhava Dyuti Suvalitam Nomi Krishna Swarupam. This is the fifth verse from the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita. I need to make a translation for this verse, actually. I tried making a translation, but I'm still not clear on everything. Anyways, we're putting this in the songbook, though. Radha Krishna are intrinsically one. However, they are manifest eternally in two forms through the influence of Hladini Shakti in the form of their pranay vikar, because of the eternality of their pastimes, their vilas tattva. See, it's so esoteric. I don't really get that fully. Now these two tattvas are manifested in one swarup in the form of Chaitanya tattva. Therefore, I bow down to this swarup of Krishna that is endowed with the loving sentiments and luster of Srimati Radhika. So this one, I don't fully. They are manifest in two forms through the influence of Hladini Shakti and the form of their pranaya vikar, the transformations of love, because of the eternality of their pastimes. Yeah, I don't understand this part so clearly. I'd like to, anyways. Okay. Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are both eternally manifest. It cannot be determined which of them came earlier and who came later. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? First, Chaitanya was there, and then Radha Krishna manifested. And now they have merged together again and appeared in the form of Chaitanya Dev. The understanding of this statement is not that one of them existed earlier and the other appeared later. Both manifestations are eternal. They are present for all time and will exist for all time. The pastimes of the Supreme Truth are eternal. Those who think that one of these pastimes is principal and the other is secondary are ignorant of the truth and devoid of ras. Brajanath. If Sri Gauranga Dev is directly the complete plenary truth, what then is the process for his worship? For worship of him? Babaji. Worshipping Gaur by chanting Gaur Nam Mantra awards the same benefits as worshipping Krishna by chanting his holy names in Krishna Nam Mantra. Worshipping Gaur through the Krishna mantra is the same as worshipping Krishna by the Gaur mantra. Those who believe that there is a difference between Gaur and Krishna are extremely foolish. They are simply servants of Kali. Brajanath. Where can one find the mantra of the hidden avatar Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Babaji. The tantras which contain the mantras of the manifest avatars also contain the mantra of the hidden avatar in a secret way. Those whose intelligence is not crooked can understand it. Brajanath. By what method is Gauranga worshipped as Yugal in a dual form? Babaji. Sri Gauranga's Yugal is formed in one way in the Archan process and another way in the Bhajan process. Sri Gaur Vishnu Priya are worshipped in the process of Archan. And in the process of Bhajan, one performs seva to Sri Gaur Gadadhar. Bhajanath. Which Shakti of Sri Gauranga is Vishnu Priya? Babaji. The Bhaktas generally refer to her as Bhu Shakti. However, in reality, she is the Samvit potency combined with the essence of Hladini, In other words, she is the personified form of Bhakti, who has descended to assist Gaur Avatar in the work of spreading Sri Nam. Just as Navadip Dham is the personified form, is the Swarup of the ninefold process of devotional service of Navada Bhakti, so Sri Vishnupriya is also the Swarup of Navada Bhakti. Prajana. So can Vishnupriya Devi be called Swarup Shakti? Babaji, how can there be any doubt about this? Is the combination of Ladini of Samvit Shakti and the essence of Ladini Shakti anything but Swarup Shakti? Vrajanath. Prabhuji, I will soon learn to worship Shri Gaur. I have just remembered something else that I would like you to please explain to me clearly. You have explained that Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti, and Maya Shakti are three manifestations of Swarup Shakti. That Hladini, Samvit, and Sandhini are three functions, are the three vrittis of Swarup Shakti. And that these three functions, namely Hladini, Samvit, and Sandhini, act on three manifestations, Chit Shakti, Jiva Shakti, and Maya Shakti. All of this is simply the work of Shakti. Apart from this, the spiritual worlds, the spiritual body, and the spiritual pastimes are also indications of Shakti alone. Then what is the indication of Shaktiman Krishna? Babaji, this is a very difficult problem. Do you want to kill this old man with the sharp arrows of your arguments? My dear son, the answer is as simple as the question, but it is difficult to find a person who is qualified to understand it. Anyway, I shall explain it, so please try to understand. I agree that Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes all indicates the function of Shakti. However, freedom, swatantrata, and free will, swa-icha mayata, are not the work of Shakti. They are both intrinsic activities of the Supreme Person, and Krishna is that Supreme Person who has free will and is the abode of Shakti. Shakti is the enjoyed, and Krishna is the enjoyer. Shakti is dependent, but Krishna is independent. Shakti surrounds that independent Supreme Person on all sides, but he is always conscious of Shakti. The independent Purush is the master of Shakti, even though he is covered by Shakti. Human beings can only realize that Supreme Person, that Parama Purush, by taking shelter of that Shakti. That is why the conditioned jiva cannot realize the identity of Shaktiman independently from realizing the identity of Shakti. However, when the bhaktas develop love for Shaktiman, they are able to perceive him, who is beyond Shakti. Bhakti is a form of Shakti, and that is why she has a female form. Being under the guidance of Krishna's internal potency, his Swarup Shakti, she experiences the pastimes of the Purush. Those pastimes indicate that Krishna is possessed of both free will and the intrinsic quality of being the predominating enjoyer. So I'm just going back to this verse here. Okay, this was in the previous verse. In the previous verse, it says, Parakyaya Shaktir Apratagapi Sa Swe Mahimani. Although he is non-different from his inconceivable transcendental potency, although he's apratag, he's non-different from the Parashakti, he is Swe Mahimani. He is established in his own Swa, his own Mahimani, his own glory. And he is Swatantrecha. He has his independent Swatantra Icha, desires. So that's very important in this verse, these two words. Saswe Mahimani, he is in his own glory, situated, stito, situated in his own glory. And he is Swatantra Icha. He has independent desire. Okay, sorry. Vrajanath. If we accept a tattva beyond Shakti that is devoid of characteristics by which it can be identified, that tattva would be the same as the Brahma described in the Upanishads. Babaji. The Brahma of the Upanishads is devoid of desires, but Krishna, the Parama Purusha, who is described in the Upanishads, is actually composed of free will, swa ichamoy. There's a big difference between the two. Brahma is nirvishesh, without any attributes. Conversely, even though Krishna is distinct from Shakti, he is savishesh. He is possessed of form and attributes because he has the qualities of purushatva, manhood, bhoktritva, being the enjoyer, adhikar, authority, and swatantrata, independence. In reality, Krishna and his Shakti are non-different. The Shakti that indicates Krishna's presence is also Krishna, because Krishna Kamini Shakti, in the form of Sri Radha, manifests her identity in a female form. Krishna is the one who is served, and the Supreme Shakti, Srimati Ji, is his Seva Dasi. Their individual abhiman, their self-conceptions, are the only tattva that differentiates them. Vrajanath. If Krishna's desire and capacity to enjoy indicate the form of Purusha, what is Srimati Radhika's desire? Babaji. Srimati Radhika's desire is subordinate to Krishna's. None of her desires or efforts are independent of his desire. Krishna has desires, and Srimati Radhika's desire is to serve Krishna according to his desires. Srimati Radhika is a complete and original Shakti, and Krishna is Purush. That is, he controls and inspires Shakti. After this discussion, Babaji Maharaj observed that it was quite late at night and asked Vrajanath to return to his home. Vrajanath offered Dandavat Pranam at Babaji Maharaj's feet and walked towards Bilva Pushkarini in a blissful mood. Day by day, Vrajanath's moods were changing. This very much alarmed his family members, and his paternal grandmother decided to get him married as soon as possible. She started looking for a suitable match, but Vrajanath always stayed aloof from these matters and did not heed the conversations regarding marriage. Rather, he remained completely absorbed in contemplating the various tattvas that he heard from Babaji Maharaj. He was naturally drawn to Babaji Maharaj and Srivas Angan, for he wanted to realize those tattvas he had heard, and was greedy to hear ever-new nectarian teachings. Thus ends the 14th chapter of Jaiva-dharma entitled Prameya, Shakti Tattva. And now Prameya, Jiva Tattva. Haribol Jai. Okay, so starting chapter 15. The next day, Vrajanath reached Srivas Angan earlier than on previous days. The Vaishnavas from Godrum had also come before evening to take darshan of Sandhya Arati, and Sri Premdas Paramahansa Babaji, Vaishnav Das, Advaita Das, and other Vaishnavas were already seated in the Arati Mandap. And if you read the first section of Jaiva-dharma, all these characters were already introduced. Prem Das, Paramahansa Babaji, Vaishnav Das, Advaita Das. Yeah. When Vrajanath saw the bhavs of the Vaishnavas from Godrum, he was struck with wonder and thought, I will perfect my life by having their association as soon as possible. When those Vaishnavas saw his humble and devotional disposition, all of them bestowed their blessings on Vrajanath. When Arati was over, Vrajanath and the elderly Babaji began to walk southwards together in the direction of Godrum. Raghunath Das Babaji saw tears continuously falling from Vrajanath's eyes, and feeling very affectionate towards him, asked lovingly, Baba, why are you weeping? Brajanath said, Prabhu, when I remember your sweet instructions, my heart becomes restless, and the entire world seems to be devoid of all substance. My heart is becoming eager to take shelter at Sri Gaurangadev's lotus feet. Please be merciful to me and tell me who I really am according to Tattva and why I have come to this world. Babaji, my dear son, you have blessed me by asking such a question. The day the jiva first asks this question is the auspicious day of his, sorry, the day that the jiva first asks this question is the auspicious day his good fortune arises. If you kindly hear the fifth shloka of Daśa-mūla, all your doubts will be dispelled. Okay, so we will recite it here and then I'll try to go through the Sanskrit to the best of my knowledge. Okay. Spulingare dagne. Actually, let's look at it here because this is a more clear font. Okay. Spulingare dagne iva chiranavo jiva nichaya hare suryasyaiva pritagapitu tad bheda vishaya vashe maya yasya prakriti patireveshvara iha sajivo muktopi prakriti vashayogya swagunata. Okay, we'll read the translation in this book and then we'll look at my translation afterwards. This is Daśa-mūla 5. Just as many tiny sparks burst out from a blazing fire, so the innumerable jivas are like atomic spiritual particles and the rays of the spiritual sun, Sri Hari. Though these jivas are non-different from Sri Hari, they are also eternally different from him. The eternal difference between the jiva and Ishvar is that Ishvar is the Lord and Master of Maya Shakti, whereas the jiva can fall under the control of Maya, even in its liberated stage, due to his constitutional nature. Hari Bol Kishore Prabhu. Okay, so let's look at the Sanskrit now. I'm still I'm still figuring this all out. But let's see. Okay, so Spulinga refers to sparks. Riddha is blazing, Agner is fire. So, and Eva means like. Like sparks emerging from a blazing fire. Spulinga Riddhagner Eva. The Chid Anavo, the spiritual atomic jiva nichaya, the countless jivas, who are spiritual who are spiritual atoms. Yeah. They're like that. They're like the Spulinga Ridagner, Eva. They're like that. These spiritual atomic particles of the jivas. These spiritual atomic jivas are apritag. They are non-different. Eva. There's sandhi there, so you can't see it, but that says Eva. They are non-different. They are certainly non-different from the Surya, from the sun of Sri Hari. And they're like particles in the rays coming from that sun. So they are non-different from the sun of Sri Hari. Apritag eva hare suryasya. However, although sorry, although, however, api too, although, however, tad bheda vishaya. They are also bheda, they are also different from tad, from him. Okay, so they are apratag, they are non-different from these chid anavo jiva, these spiritual atomic jivas are apratag, they are non-different from the son of Hari, Hare Suryasya. But at the same time, apitu, although at the same time they are tad bheda, they are from him different, bheda, vishaya. And what's that difference? How are they different from Sri Hari? Now the next two lines explain that. So Hari is he who of whom, yasya means of whom, Maya is vashe, is completely submitted to. Maya is completely under, she's completely submitted to Shri Hari. And Shri Hari is Prakriti Pati. He is the Lord, the controller of Prakriti. Eveshvara Iha. Certainly, that Ishvar is the master of Prakriti and he who Maya is under his control. That was improper English. Anyways, whereas the jiva, sajivo, even when he's liberated, mukto pi, api means even when mukto, liberated, prakriti vasha yogya, he is subject to, or he is how did I use it here? Here I wrote prone, but yeah, he is yogya. He is prone to being under the control, being subjugated by prakriti, by Maya. Whereas Shri Hari is the prakriti patir, the jiva is prakritir vasha yogya. He is subject to being coming under the control of Maya due to the jiva's swagunata, due to the jiva's nature, or his own inherent qualities. So that's an explanation of the Sanskrit. I'm just working on this translation. As you can see, there's but here, as sparks emerge from a blazing fire, so too do the countless atomic conscious jivas emanate as particles in the rays coming from the spiritual sun, Sri Hari. Although the jivas are qualitatively non-different, or not separate from Sri Hari, they are also by nature distinct, or they're separate, or they're different from him. The eternal difference between the Lord and the jivas is as follows. The Lord, to whom Maya is eternally submitted as a maidservant, is the control. That Lord is the controller, or the master, the Lord of material nature. This is for Ishwar. Okay, sorry. And the jivas, however, even when liberated, remain prone to the influence of Maya due to their constitutional nature, or due to their inherent qualities, their swabhav, or swagunata. All right. So now, let's read. We're just going to read for another 10 minutes, and then we'll stop for today. So, Vrajanath, this is an exceptional Siddhanta, and I would like to hear some Vedic evidence to support it. Sri Mahaprabhu's statements are certainly Veda, but still, people will be bound to accept his teachings if the Upanishads can substantiate this principle. Babaji, this tattva is described in many places in the Vedas. I will cite a few of them. Yatagne kshudra vispulinga vyucharanti evam evasmar atmana sarvani bhutani vyucharanti. That's from the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 2.120. Innumerable jivas emanate from Parabrahma just like tiny sparks from a fire. Tasya va etasya purushasya dve eva sthane bhavata idangcha paraloka stanangcha sandhyam tritiyam swapnastanam tasmin sandhe stane tishtam ete ubhe stane pashyati dan cha paraloka stanangcha. That's from the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 439. There are two positions about which the Jiva Purush should inquire: the inanimate material world and the spiritual world. The Jiva is situated in a third position, which is a dreamlike condition, a swapnastan, and is the juncture, is the tatastha between the other two. Being situated at the place where the two worlds meet, he sees both the inert world, the Jada Jagat, and the spiritual world, the Chid Jagat. This shloka describes the marginal nature of Jiva Shakti. Again, it is said in Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad 4.3.18, Tad yata mahamatsya ube kule nusancharati purvan chaparan chaivam evayam purusha etav ubhav antav anusancharati swapnantan cha budhantan cha. Just as a large fish in a river sometimes goes to the eastern bank and sometimes to the western bank, so the jiva, being situated in karanajal, the water of cause that lies between the inert and conscious worlds, also gradually wanders to both banks, the place of dreaming and the place of wakefulness. Vrajanath. What is the Vedantic meaning of the word tartasta? Babaji. The space between the ocean and the land is called tarta, it's called the shore. But the place that touches the ocean is actually nothing but land. So where is the shore? The tarta is the line of demarcation separating the ocean and the land. And it is so fine that it cannot be seen with the gross eyes. If we compare the transcendental realm to the ocean and the material world to the land, then tarta is the subtle line that divides the two, and the Jiva Shakti is situated at the place where the two meet. The Jivas are like the countless atomical particles of light within the sun rays. Being situated in the middle place, the Jivas see the spiritual world on one side and the material universe created by Maya on the other. Just as Bhagavan's spiritual Shakti on one side is unlimited, Maya Shakti on the other side is also very powerful. The innumerable subtle, the Shukshma Jivas are situated between these two. The Jivas are marginal by nature because they have manifested from Krishna's Tatastha Shakti, Krishna's marginal potency. Vrajanath. What is the Tatastha Swabhav? What is the marginal nature? Babaji. It is the nature that enables one to be situated between both worlds and to see both sides. Tatastha Swabhav is the eligibility to come under the control of either of the Shaktis. Sometimes the shore is submerged in the river because of erosion, and then again it becomes one with the lands because the river changes its course. In the same way, if the jiva looks in the direction of Krishna, that is, towards the spiritual world, he is influenced by Krishna Shakti. He then enters the spiritual world and serves Bhagavan in his pure conscious spiritual form. However, if he looks towards Maya, he becomes opposed to Krishna and is incarcerated by Maya. This dual-faceted nature is called the Tatastha Swabhav, the marginal nature. Vrajanath. Is there any illusory material component in the jiva's original constitution? Babaji. No. The jiva is created solely from the Chit Shakti, from the spiritual potency. He can be defeated or covered by Maya because he is minute by nature and lacks spiritual power. But there is not even a scent of Maya in the jiva's existence. Vrajanath. I've heard from my teacher that when a fraction of the conscious Brahma, the all-pervasive aspect of the absolute truth, is covered by Maya, it becomes the jiva. He explains the sky to always be indivisible, but when a part of it is enclosed in a pot, it becomes a pot of sky. Similarly, the jiva is constitutionally Brahma, but when that Brahma is covered by Maya, the false ego of being a jiva develops. Is this conception correct? Babaji. This doctrine is only Mayavad. How can Maya touch Brahma? The Mayavadis propose that Brahma has no potency. If potency is supposed to be non-existent, how can Maya, which is potency, possibly approach Brahma? Conversely, if we accept the transcendental potency, the Parashakti of Brahma, then how can Maya, which is an insignificant Shakti, defeat the Chit Shakti and create the Jiva from Brahma? Moreover, how can Maya be assertive when she has no independent potency and will? Brahma is indivisible, so how can such a Brahma be divided? The idea that Maya can act upon Brahma is not acceptable. Maya plays no role in the creation of the jivas. Admittedly, the jiva is only atomic, but even so, it is still superior as a tattva to Maya. It is still superior as a tattva to Maya. Vrajanath, let's see, how long is this answer? Okay, let's just finish. We'll just read this question and answer, and then we'll finish. Vrajanath. Once another teacher said that the jiva is nothing but a reflection of Brahma. The sun is reflected in water, and similarly, Brahma becomes jiva when it is reflected in Maya. Is this conception correct? Babaji. Again, this is simply another example of Mayavad philosophy. Brahma has no limit, and a limitless entity can never be reflected. The idea of limiting Brahma is opposed to the conclusions of the Vedas. So this theory of reflection is to be completely rejected. Vrajanath. A Digvijay sannyasi once told me that in reality, there is no substance known as jiva. One only thinks of himself as a jiva because of illusion, and when the illusion is removed, there is only one indivisible Brahma. Is this correct or not? Babaji, this is also Mayavad doctrine, which has no foundation at all. According to Shastra, ekam eva dvitiyam, there is nothing apart from Brahma. If there is nothing except Brahma, where has the illusion come from? And who is supposed to be an illusion? If you say that Brahma is covered by illusion, you are no longer describing Brahma, but something with defects. Oops. And if you propose that illusion is separate and if you propose that illusion is a separate and independent element, you negate the non-dual nature, the Advaya Gyan of Brahma. Oops, this dual is spelled wrong there. Okay, I'm just going to finish this because I just want to finish the topic. I'll just read 2 paragraphs. Vrajanath. Once an influential Brahman Pandit arrived in Navadip, and in a conference of scholars, he established that only the jiva exists. His theory was that this jiva creates everything in his dreams, and it is because of this that he enjoys happiness and suffers distress. Then, when the dream breaks, he sees that he is nothing but Brahma. To what extent is this idea correct? Babaji, this again, Mayavad. This is again Mayavad. If, as they say, Brahma is undifferentiated, how can it possibly produce the jiva and his dreaming state? Mayavadis use examples such as the illusion of seeing mother of pearl in an oyster shell as gold, and the illusion of taking a rope to be a snake. but their philosophy cannot provide a consistent basis for non-dual oneness, Advai Gyan. All these arguments are traps of illusion. Vrajanath, so Maya has nothing whatsoever to do with creating the Swarup, or constitutional form of the jivas. This has to be accepted. At the same time, I've also clearly understood that the jiva is by nature subject to the influence of Maya. Now I want to know, did the Chit Shakti create jivas and give them their tatastha swabhav, their marginal nature? We'll hear the answer to this tomorrow. Yeah. All right, that's our reading for today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Srila Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swapasha Ji Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopikan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Jai Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai, Jai Shri Shri Jaiva-dharma Jai, Shri Raghunath Das Babaji, Vrajanath, and Vijay Kumar ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranams. Let's see who's here. Sarveshwari Mataji, Gayatri Didi, Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Shri Devi Didi, Indira Mataji, Gokuleshwari Didi, Jai Shri Didi, Ganga Mataji, Vidyalalasa Didi, Kishore Prabhu, and I see a few other devotees. What is that? Is that 8 or 6? Anyways, a bunch of devotees on YouTube and Facebook. I'm not ignoring you. If you write a comment, I'll see who you are. Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for joining. And also pranams to everybody watching in the future. I'll see you all tomorrow to go through the second half of this chapter on Jiva Tattva. Yes, Sarveshwari Mataji, yes.
When is in Mayapur the appearance of Shripad Vamana Maharaj and the appearance of Gurudev? When is? Here is on Tuesday. When is there?
It is the day, also Tuesday, same, day after tomorrow. For some, oh wait, 1 second.
It's
Sorry.
also Tuesday. Tomorrow.
Yeah,
After tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, and
also Tuesday. Yeah.
Usually I like to do a program the day before, the day of, and the day after. But I also want to finish this chapter, and so I think what we'll do is we'll do a special program on the day and also the day after. Yeah, I'm aiming to finish at least the Sambandha part of Daśa-mūla by the end of the year, and then yeah, that's my plan. All right, Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for joining. And also, if anybody has suggestions of what we should do on Gurudev's appearance day, Gurudev's disappearance day and Srila Vamana Goswami Maharaj's appearance day, let me know if there's any special thing you'd like me to read, or yeah. Otherwise, I'll just choose something on my own, but I always like getting suggestions. So, all right. Haribol. Okay, Kishore says for him, it's Monday. But your Monday evening will be our Tuesday morning, right? So yeah, it will still work out. All right, cool. Haribol.